You guys, I think I'm gonna probably end up starting all my videos with like my dog or my cats, because God, they're so damn cute. Look at him. Look at his cuteness. He's so adorable. Oh God, he's cute. So I am a huge movie fan, really big into movies. I think that's something that I've struggled with in the past. I've had a lot of like active friends growing up who had like really short attention spans, and I always felt a little weird about the fact that I like wanted to sit and watch a movie. Like, oh, I'm not engaging in my real life. I should want to be out and be active all the time. You know what? I love movie content. I think it's important. I think it communicates so much. We can get so much from it. I don't know. I just am like, screw the shame. I'm over it. So I was just sitting here thinking about the movie Julie and Julia. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but I'm like, I want to talk about this because, again, just coming back to this reminder, this is for me. I don't need to think about anything else. This is for me, and this has been a really important movie for me. Like I said in my last video, I kind of get like hooked on things and like consume, and then I move on to something else. I do that with movies as well. I will see a movie, like have all these feelings and things and like not be able to work through them. So I will watch the movie like sometimes 6 times, like within a week, or I don't know. Like I will watch it over and over again. And one of those movies for me more recently has been Julie and Julia. I know it's not a new film, but it's the first time that well, not the first time anymore, but I recently viewed it for the first time. And I just wanted to say, if you're looking for a movie where someone like just like is who they are wholeheartedly, and there's this line when Julia Child is like learning to cook and she's in this class with a bunch of men, and it's like a quote from her writing a friend, her pen pal. She's like something like, the men didn't like me, but then they realized that I was fearless, and I realized that I was fearless too. And I don't know, there's just so much goodness. I love Meryl Streep did a incredible job of playing Julia Child, just phenomenal. Ugh, love her. Anyway, the main scene that like, oh, it makes me cry every time. It's so good. Julia gets a letter from her sister who recently got married, and she finds out that she's pregnant, and there's a scene where her husband comes over to her and she's like, oh, Paul, isn't that wonderful? And she bursts into tears, and because she wants a child. I don't know if that's actually true about Julia Child's life. I have no idea, but it's in the movie. And like just this perfect like combination of like grief over this thing that she's longed for and celebration. She says after she's burst out into tears, she's like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And it's so moving. It's like this, I don't know, like in some ways I feel like you only see that in children these days, you know, the real like pure emotions. And not to say that Julia Child or Meryl Streep's version of Julia Child was like childish. I'm not saying that, but just so connected to her feelings and so beautiful. Grief and celebration at the same time is so hard to hold. It makes me cry every time. I love that scene. But I just wanted to suggest, I know that like when I need to be uplifted, that's a movie that I go to. It makes me feel so good inside to remember that there was a person who is like so loving and kind towards herself and towards others. And that doesn't mean that she wasn't like assertive or, you know, anything like that, but it's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie. And then you have Julie, who is the person who, this is based off a true story, who went in a year, worked through Julia Child's French cooking book. And she's having all of these breakdowns and, you know, kind of being mean to her husband, not kind of, she's being mean to her husband and very like selfish, and just like her working through like wanting to be a better person, which I relate to. So there's just a lot of good elements there. So if you need a pick-me-up and you need a movie night and you just want something that feels good, but also like really like, it's not just a feel-good movie that like is blah. It's like it's a feel-good movie that really connects to your heart, I think. I'd love to hear what you think if you do watch the movie or if you've seen it before. Let me know, because I'm a huge fan. I feel like I could talk about it for a long time and I would love to have a conversation about it. So anyway, shalom, shalom, everyone.